What's going on, guys? Brandon from BYND Trading, back for another recap on the small account options trading. So we're going to go over some of the daily notes and what trades we took today and how everything went. Another green day here, marked up. We're taking a look at the SPY right now, just to kind of break it down a little bit. Of course, we're going to open up at a bearish engulfing, and then we have a couple price levels of some accordance candles behind it. So what we had paid attention to are pretty much those two levels. Said watch for a 320. 6 dip this morning, then a nice little recovery move off the opening price so far. Real static in a bullish or a bearish engulfing. We definitely get a lot lower volume, and we'll have to see which direction we take. But got a little timestamped image right here for you. This is right from the Discord list. Might actually need to zoom in a little bit for you there, but you can take a screenshot of that or snap it. These are posted. These are my personal daily notes posted in my Discord today about the market and how we're going to utilize the market for the day and what we watch for and what the plays are. So let's go over some of the main ones. Number one, this is a play we took in the small account on TOS today. The meats, beyond meats. This is probably one of the easiest longs, I think, in the book that came out today. We'll start at the old 1 minute here. Despite giving you every level of how I played this one, I can't, unfortunately, because a lot of the systems do line up with the elites premiums, and they pay for that knowledge. So I can't just give away exactly how I get these levels. But nice little 99.60 level. Right from the daily note says the 100 EMA on the daily over under. Looking for confirmation. Big support right at 99.50s, 98. Dip to rip is potential. First target long 105, second target long 113. So here's our 105 40s. First target was 105 here. So we took a 103 contract call. I got a single fill on Beyond Meats, 103. We took that at, so get used to this platform, 103 calls, $3.21. That was the limit. I came out here and I marketed it on this little pop here and figured it was going to hold. And it was, and again, we're just really stacking up these base hits. This is just a $50 trade. Just looking for a little scalp here on the Beyond Meats at the open. Held the level, made a big push up. And of course, if I would have held this, it's probably somewhere up into the $8, $9 ranges still. So I would have made, hundreds and hundreds of percent on this one, I think, by the end of the week here. But 103 call, really easy. Took it pretty much right out of the gate. Just wanted a quick $50 scalp out of it. So we're green $50 here on the TOS count, which makes our $300 start to $448 now. Year to date over here, so about $150 up, starting from last week's challenge here on the meats here. That was a pretty simple one. Let's go into a couple of the other trades we took here. We'll look at the Tastyworks platform. Unfortunately, we had a fat finger. Let me get back to this today. Oh, there we go. Fat finger today. But here's some of the trades we took. These are all the P&Ls today. We're about $31 green on the day. Was just about 100 or so. Would have been a $150 day if I didn't fat finger Shopify here instead of a limit. We had a market, we had a red 50 there. But again, this is that cash account. We did start with about $1,000 in here, give or take. Now we're moving some of the other funds over here for the margin, and we're going to start with about 1,000 in cash, about 500 margin, and a few $100 in Tastyworks, as we are still identifying with that platform a little bit and definitely wanting to partake in both platforms, swapping back and forth, because both have a great pros and cons. That'll be our next video about the pros and cons between these two platforms and why I'm going to pick both. So today, some of the other ones we scalped in. ROKU here, that was a really easy short call today for us. NFLX long was a nice one. You can see the calls there. 5 long, quick $20 off the retrace on a big 5 dump. And shop was the fat finger red 50 there. But year to date, we're up 277 on this account. So, totally not too bad yet. So 150 and the other count about 270 there. I mean, with commissions and the tiny bit amount, we're up a little bit. Nothing too crazy to brag about quite yet. We're just stacking up those base hits, these small scalps, 30, 50, 60, 70, $80. Those stack up relatively quick. So let's talk a little bit about some of the other daily notes here and what we're looking for. So Shopify, let's go over that trade here. This was the first long scalp we had here. Very easily identified, called this over yesterday's highs in the breakout, and as long as we were over 431 at open and we killed the opening price there, breakout over yesterday's highs, a lot of our members took this right off the VWAP over yesterday's highs, big break. Now it's just consolidating quite well, but two really big long call squeezes there. I fat fingered this squeeze right here, popped up. Now I was looking for a fishing order to put out like a much lower bid, so it could sell back down, maybe pick up that order and then retrace back to a double top area, but ended up marketing again somehow right into like this area. But either way, took that $50 loss, got out right away on options trading, just reset, got another day tomorrow, full of day trades, $1,700 worth of day trading. So each one of those contracts to your capital in your account, again, is going to be available T+1 on Tasty. So tomorrow's another day. So, but we did have Shopify on the list here. It says we'll watch direction 431 early support down to yesterday's lows for direction up. We called breakouts all-time high. It's probably going to magnet about 450, we think, on that one. So let's go over the other ones. Roku. Roku's pretty easy play here. These levels are all called pre-market, all made. I said watch to a pop directly to 130.58, and of course you can find those levels on your own. I can't tell you exactly how I get them because it does give away a lot of the paid teachings that we do here at Boiler Trading. But either which way, look for a pop under the 100 EMA right from the list. It says looking like an early pre-long to the 132 area, then fail. Still under 100 EMA in the daily. Bearish engulfing daily. Watch this week for 134 rejection. If not, stays long up to there. But if we were talking about this level right here, if this 130.60 acts as perfect resistance, though, it wasn't going to be long at all. Excuse me, as long as the 129.40 as well. Daily level didn't hold, it wasn't come. So as long as it rejected that, the 127.50 was a possibility, downtrend to 122 continuation once the 90 EMA catches up. And that's again right from the daily notes. We're looking for this wave down. A lot of our members caught this nice one, I caught the secondary retrace for the confirmation weakness here, broke into our daily level, popped back up, got short here, rode her all the way down to this nice little level right here, and I got out. And with that Roku winnings, I'll have to see, wasn't a huge one, a couple base hits on Roku, it was 51 bucks. And then I took a $12 red trade on a re-put scalp. That just didn't work out on a big retrace back to the 100 EMA. But again, 51 bucks there on the first one. Nice little scalp, 12 right on the second. Cutting these losses real early. What was the next one on the list we got here? Netflix 5 and Shop. Well, let's do 5 because Netflix is a quick one. Then after that, so Netflix is really easy for us here. Again, 229.75. That was a big gap level as long as we're opening up over that. And the green line of the big win here was the split that I used for support. So as long as we're, I caught the early one actually holding the split and caught this little scalper here for like 30 bucks. And then it pulled back down and we're looking for 336 was the target for the day as what we mentioned in pre-market breakdown. So we got 336 right up in here. Coming up into that, I think it'll probably range out to yesterday's highs pretty simply. Just keep riding this thing. Netflix does have a bigger opportunity to kind of retrace back. We had these higher lows stacking up in the 4 hour. We were just at that 50 SMA recovery. We had a big level at 229.75. Very easy long identification with market strength. And then last but not least, the 5 retrace. So we had a couple different levels placed out on 5. We looked for, and I had a 100 call, and I scalped 20 bucks on this little ramp up here, and called the W here and retrace. I said the first level we're going to watch for here, the gap filled back up 101.50. So everybody was long above this level or this level. So the gap level of 95.40 or a bigger level of 96.70 right at the lows. And as you see, stacked up higher lows, came back down, patterned down, started squeezing out and retrace. Of course, something down this much, you're going to look for that bounce play, not so much the continuation, right? So we had those 2 levels marked off, an extension level of a big bounce, a medium, and then early. Caught the early one and went up. Those calls actually right now would probably be pretty good if you would have stayed in those a little bit. So I did take... I'm going to go check on this platform over here quick. Those 100s, yeah, $3.20. You'd be up a couple $100 there on those calls if you would have held those. Now looking at a really big retrace cup handle potential up to our dashed line of death here that we have coded in here in the intraday. So that'll probably retrace back up 104, 105. So that was definitely a big winner. But somebody had mentioned that one in pre, didn't have it in the notes at all. But we did play that one, caught a little scalp again, just stacking up those base hits on the small account to get that cushion so we can start holding these things a little bit longer, start letting those P&Ls fluctuate a little bit more so those accounts aren't going to be so bad. So let's just take a quick overview, a couple of the other notes that we had here. Facebook was one that was kind of not working out as hot until a little bit later till now. And over yesterday's highs, clear all-time highs. So as long as it was over this split and a prior all-time high level of about 218.60s there, push up, and then I looked for a breakout over 220. I think that's what it said here. Over under split 218.83, big support all-time high prior 218.60, long over 220 plus. So right here you got your yesterday's highs. I said long over 220. We got the volatility. Took its sweet time today, but the play worked out. So long over 220, got about 80 cents right now, and there's going to be continuation up on that. We have Amazon. We use the 1888 as an over-under level and long to 1900 first, then market direction. It longed all the way up to about 1898. But here's that daily level here for continued weakness. So it broke back down, hit our dash line of death here, peaked back up, confirmed some resistance confirmed, some weakness confirmed, another weakness swap here. We have a system that works out right here that I can't say as well. I almost said it, but confirmed all the way back down to about 1883. That was the short target. Now the big weekly support probably will get tagged if this thing keeps in downtrend. So 1875 on watch for that. Snap was on a little guy watch today as well. Last but not least on the daily notes was Snapchat. So as long as 1740 held, blue line support here. You see a W pattern, came back down, tested the center W, and we are long to about 18, closer to all-time highs. I think we're on trend to all-time highs. So as long as 1740 today held, that was a long. Of course, 90 EMA on the 4 hour is going to be rolling support with us as well here. And we caught a couple dips, had some confirmation strength at 1740, and we're looking for a tag of 18 within the next couple days here. So snap long for the next few days. But again, those are just a little bit of a refresh and a little bit of a recap of what we did on the daily notes, and those again are posted an hour before market open. And we trade live every single morning here at Boiler Room Trading, and join us in the large cap, and these option scalping challenges are quite challenging and quite fun. So right now, no red days, all green days here in 2020. So look forward to the next one, and I will see you guys tomorrow.